Will the Committee of Supply please come to order? This section of the Committee of Supply will now consider the estimates of the Department of Business, Mining, Trade and Job Creation. Does the Honourable Minister have an opening statement?
Yes.
The Honourable Minister.
It is my pleasure to be here on behalf of my department as the Minister of Business, Mining, Trade and Job Creation to discuss Budget 2026 and the work we are undertaking to grow Manitoba's economy, create good jobs, and build a more affordable future for Manitobans. Manitoba is a place where workers can find a good-paying job close to home, where businesses choose to invest, and where economic growth translates to real improvements in affordability and quality of life for all Manitobans. Budget 2026 reflects our commitment to creating good jobs, lowering costs for families, and strengthening services Manitobans rely on through continued investments in healthcare, safer and healthier communities, and modernizing government services. This budget supports economic growth while helping Manitobans afford a good life in the communities they call home. We recognize that the current geopolitical landscape and shifting trade dynamics are creating ongoing economic uncertainty for Manitobans. In response, Budget 2026 advances strategic investments that support economic growth, encourage private sector investment, and expand opportunities for Manitoba businesses and workers. Creating good Manitoba jobs and supporting sustainable economic growth across every region remain top priorities for our government as we work to build a stronger, more resilient province. Our economy is continuing to gain momentum with good Manitoba jobs and wage growth that outpaces inflation, helping more Manitobans access employment and economic opportunities across the province. Our economic development strategy is centered on creating the conditions to boost productivity and unlock economic opportunities. Through this strategy, we are working to make life more affordable by enhancing competitiveness and preparing our workforce for good-paying jobs. For Manitoba businesses that are working up to scale up, modernize operations, or enter new export markets, access to capital can be the difference between an idea and real growth. That's why, under the strategy, we have launched the Trade Growth Investment Financing Program, providing loans to help small and medium-sized enterprises invest in the productivity-enhancing capital they need to move forward. We are helping Manitoba companies reach new customers and diversify revenue streams as well by supporting interprovincial and international trade initiatives that strengthen supply chains and open doors to new markets. We've doubled the Exports program to $1 million, ensuring more small and medium-sized companies are supported to participate in trade shows, attract international buyers, and receive trade preparedness training. In 25-26, we approved 84 Manitoba companies to access this support, a new record. We're investing $500,000 to support interprovincial trade missions that help 120 small and medium-sized businesses tap into new Canadian markets and strengthen supply chains. In partnership with Manitoba Chambers of Commerce, we're helping open doors for Manitoba businesses to opportunities for growth through new connections and reaching new customers across the country. Manitoba is also engaged in the upcoming Canada, United States, and Mexico agreement negotiations, advocating for Manitoba businesses to Canada. And we'll also be launching a new Manitoba's Trade Market Diversification Plan to expand Manitoba's national and global reach. In partnership with Northern industries, communities, and Indigenous nations, we are advocating historic nation-building projects like the Port of Churchill Plus, leveraging our unique position as the only prairie province with maritime access, giving us a strategic trade advantage, improves supply chain resilience, and helps bring more Manitobans' goods and resources to global markets. We are making it easier to do business in Manitoba. Following recommendations from the Premier's Business and Jobs Subcommittee on Trade, this year we will work to stand up Economic Development Agency, which will provide single window access to support programs and services, making it easier to do business in Manitoba and help advance economic growth across all regions of our province. Through our collaborative efforts, we are promoting a diversified economy and preparing Manitoba for the future opportunities in emerging sectors. Our emphasis on private sector growth and the expansion of market opportunities underscore our commitment to supporting Manitoba industries and in competing with both domestically and internationally, helping to attract new investment and foster long-term economic resilience. Advancing a stronger, faster-growing economy means bringing more Manitobans into the workforce. That's why one of our pillars of our economic development strategy focuses on building a more productive and inclusive workforce. We understand that a strong economy depends on strong partnerships and collaboration across sectors. That's why we are building an ongoing engagement with industry leaders, labor organizations, post-secondary institutions, and community partners to support workforce development and economic inclusion. By modernizing our apprenticeship system, we are preparing the next generation of skilled tradespersons, safeguarding jobs, and helping businesses adapt. The number of apprentices in training is growing, with 23% increase in 24-25. In 25-26, there was a record number of 4,396 apprentices in technical training. Budget 2026 adds an additional $7.2 million for apprenticeship training, the largest increase in over a decade. We are investing $4 million to launch Building Up Manitoba program, a streamlined workforce training initiative designed to support small and medium-sized employers. They help employers boost productivity and competitiveness while equipping workers with the skills and opportunities they need to progress their careers. We are also launching an $800,000 Dream Builders program to provide youth facing employment barriers with skill training, job opportunities, and wraparound supports. In collaboration with community organizations, this program will help young Manitobans gain the skills and experience needed to secure sustainable, long-term employment. Through the Canada-Manitoba Labour Market Development Agreement, we will receive $18.2 million over the next 3 years to support workers and businesses impacted by tariffs. We will deliver targeted training, reskilling, and job retention programs to ensure workers can continue working in affected sectors or transition to other in-demand jobs, ensuring stability and adaptability in a changing economy. We know strong economic growth must include every part of our province. That's why Manitoba is advancing a Northern Manitoba Labour Force Development Strategy, focused on increasing workforce participation, promoting skilled trades, mining careers, and supporting job creation in Northern and Indigenous communities. By aligning training, employment supports, industry needs, this work will help to ensure Northern Manitobans can fully benefit from new and emerging economic opportunities. This approach is especially important as Manitoba continues to build on its strengths in mining and resource development. Manitoba has world-class geology, with large reserves of high-quality critical minerals. To unlock the full potential and the in-demand resources, we are partnering with Indigenous nations at every stage of development to responsibly source critical minerals to benefit local communities. We are committed to inclusive growth and partnerships that help to ensure Manitobans benefit from natural resources, broader economy, and shares more equitably across the province. We will continue to work collaboratively with Indigenous nations and organizations to ensure engagement related to mineral exploration and development. This includes hosting community outreach sessions and support Indigenous communities in a meaningful participation in mineral exploration and mining projects. We are supporting Manitoba's first First Nation-owned mine, Minago, with $2 million for pre-feasibility study, including hydrological assessments, technical validations. Manitoba is strengthening its key role as a supplier to minerals for the next generation of economic opportunities by working with the federal government to protect mining jobs in Thompson and partnering with the Manitoba Chamber of Commerce and the Canadian Infrastructure Bank to assess northern infrastructure needs. We're pushing ahead. We're investing an additional $2.5 million into the Manitoba Mineral Development Fund to continue supporting mining projects that create Indigenous partnerships, increase job opportunities, and stimulate investment in the North. That's part of our Securing Our Critical Mineral Future strategy. The fund has created over 1,300 jobs so far. We understand Manitoba's future relies on strong partnerships. By working together, we can build a stronger and more resilient economy that supports inclusive growth in all regions of our province. I'd like to take a moment to thank the staff in the department for the work they do to support businesses, workers, communities across our province every day. Thank you, and I look forward to this discussion this afternoon.
We thank the minister for those comments. Does the critic of the official opposition have an opening statement? The member for La Vérendrye.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. I'd like to thank the Minister for this opportunity, making the time to have himself available and his department to answer some questions that are important to the current budget, the 2026-27 budget, but also a department that's very important to the growth and prosperity of our province moving forward. We see a time when governments need to take an open-minded approach to the growth and development of the economy at a time when we're seeing gaps in employment that hasn't traditionally been seen. There's factors that are sometimes out of the control of government, but it's government's responsibility to act and answer to those changes in the business environment as well as the employment environment. So this opportunity that we have to ask the minister questions on what the budget holds for responding to the changes in our economy and also the geopolitical environment is of great value to the province. So with that, I think of most value is getting a clear picture of the direction of our province as it pertains to business, mining, trade, and jobs. So with that, I'd like to start in on the questions.
We thank the member. Under Manitoba practice, debate on the minister's salary is the last item considered for a department in the Committee of Supply. Accordingly, we shall now defer consideration of line item 10.1A contained in Resolution 10.1. At this time, we invite the minister's staff to join us at the table, and we ask that the minister introduce the staff in attendance. The Honourable Minister.
Thank you. The staff we have with us here are Assistant Deputy Minister, Finance and Administration, Melissa Valentine. Assistant Deputy Minister, Workforce Development and Training, Lynn Houghton. Assistant Deputy Minister, Minerals, Petroleum and Geoscience, Jeff Kranick. Executive Director, Economic Programs and Initiatives, Investment and Trade, Nestor Dudek.
Thank you. According to our Rule 7816, during the consideration of departmental estimates, questioning for each department shall proceed in a global manner, with questions put separately on all resolutions once the official opposition critic indicates that questioning is concluded. The floor is now open for questions. Thank you. You're good. The Honourable Member for La Vérendrye.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. I'd like to start off with questions. I'll bounce around a little bit, but start off with some broad economic questions, sort of to paint a picture of the path that we're seeing and the direction of this year's budget. So for committee today, would the minister please be able to define gross domestic product or GDP for the committee here?
The Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. I thank the member opposite for the question. It's important to just go through what our economic goals are. Obviously, increasing GDP is really important. I don't think member would be served by giving off our, Webster's dictionary definition of GDP or anything like that. I think the member and many members in this committee and Manitobans at home have a phone and can search those sort of things up. But I think it's just important to put in the context of Manitoba here, right? So we have one of the most diverse economies in the country. And Manitoba's economy